Tonight's top story across the country today, millions of people are out on the streets demanding that leaders take action on climate change. And the same is happening right here in the Gem State. In Haley, Mountain Home, and Boise, and other areas, residents are there showing some passion for climate change and calling on state leaders. Many strikes around the country are led by youth, all celebrating the one-year anniversary of the Swedish 16-year-old Greta Thunberg, who first drew major attention to the climate crisis. Many kids who are students took today off of school so they could protest. We spoke with one Rupert mother.
Look at
and her
that
daughter
brainwashing.
who were on their way out of town to the Boise strike.
I am hoping that she will see that for as divided as we think we are, we're not divided, and we are one small part of a really big world.
After Darlene spoke with KMVT, her and her daughter loaded up their protest signs and headed to Boise, where they got a chance to participate in a peaceful protest. We did reach out to the Idaho
You
governor's
can make
office to hear
kids
what they had to
strike
say
for
about
anything.
those strikes, but we are still waiting for a response.
All right, hey. So, across the country Friday, millions of people were out on the streets demanding leaders to take action on climate change, and the same was happening in the Gem State, which is Idaho. You can practically get anybody in high school and elementary to skip school and do a strike on any topic. Oops, hold on. What does that say? Convenience kills. In Haley, Mountain Home, Boise, and other areas, residents were showing up at climate strikes and calling on state leaders in peaceful protest. Which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just sad when there's not all the facts presented. But, you know, whatever. Many strikes around the country are led by the youth, all celebrating the one-year anniversary of Swedish 16-year-old Greta Thunberg, who recently testified on Capitol Hill and has drawn major attention to the climate crisis. That poor girl. She's going to be pissed when she grows up and finds out how she was used. KMVT caught up with one Rupert mother and her daughter who were on their way to Boise strike early Friday morning. Darlene Gents, a Rupert resident and climate advocate, tells KMVT what she hopes this experience at the Idaho State Capitol building will do for her young daughter. I'm hoping that she will see that for as divided as we think we are not, and we are one small part of a really big world. After Darlene spoke with KMVT, she and her daughter then loaded up the protest signs and headed for Boise. Darlene was able to provide photos and videos of the protest, where Idaho residents can be seen flooding the outside and inside of the Idaho Capitol building. Many youth were there, many of which took off school to be part of this global movement. KMVT did reach out the Idaho governor's office to get a comment on the climate strikes and are currently still waiting on a response. Listen, whether or not you believe in climate change, if you look at the legislation that they're trying to say is to help climate change or deter climate change, it doesn't. Every single bit of this legislation, which, you know, it comes from the UN with the Agenda 21. It's all about changing the economy, because once you screw our economy up, you weaken us. And when you weaken a country, then populism will rise on whatever they're pissed at. None of the legislation, all it is taxing. They just want money and power. Everybody that is trying to say that they are fighting climate change, really they're saying is, I'm making millions of dollars by lying to you. Now, if I'm wrong, let's say I'm wrong. Let's say climate change is real and it's happening, and in the end, I'll be like, oh shit, I was wrong. That's true. And if there's evidence, clear evidence, I'll retract, I'll apologize, and I'll go on record saying that it is true. But I need evidence. I can't just have hearsay. I can't have, if you ever read the emails of these climate scientists, how they manipulated the models to fit what they were saying in the media. I mean, you can read the emails from WikiLeaks. It's all about money and power. Government needs the people to be scared, divided, in order to control it. All right, I'll see you guys later.